want to play it blind?
Because sometimes having more information gets you killed in battle. Straight up. I found out something amazing today about somebody here that is totally irritating, that affects me, and I don't like it. And I'm not going to share it with anyone. It's just a personal thing. I don't want to, if I tell you, it's just going to influence maybe the way in which you see that person, or it's going to influence maybe your HOH when you are HOH, or whatever. But for this point in time, I have a piece of information that is for me, and I'm not telling you.
Okay, that's fine.
But it would affect the gameplay. It might even affect the 4. It's completely negative for me. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to believe it. I want to disprove it. I don't have any idea how to do that. I just have to believe that time will sort it out. You know? I'm coming at you because I've been straight up with you since day one.
I've been very straight up with you since day one.
And I have no issue with the group or the 4 of us. I'm calling things how I see them. And if I had time, I've set up the board for you before. I just don't see in the long term. I'm not in your shoes. Hold on. I'm not in your shoes because I'm not being the one that's officially targeted. I don't have a bigger bullseye, although I do have a bullseye on. But I'm willing to, which is poor of me to tell you this, I'm willing to take the risk that one of the 5 of us will win HOH by getting the bigger risk out of the house now. Even though there is a smaller risk of somebody that's totally affecting the 4. I'd rather go for a long-term game kill than a short-term situation solution.
So you go for the long-term kill, saying that he is more of a threat than Dick.
I feel that.
And then the next week, the short-term kill takes out one of the Alliance, so you're back in the same boat.
Look at it this way, though.
You were.
Wrong. 1 of 12 has a potential chance to take out 1 of 5. 5 of 5 have the potential chance to take out 1 of 12. Just because somebody else gets HOH that's not Dick doesn't mean you guys are going up.
No, it certainly doesn't, by any means.
But
I'm saying process of elimination, who do they start targeting? You know?
Word through what I've heard, which I don't know if is true, is that Dustin and Amber are going up by amongst those people that Nick hangs out with that aren't Dick. That's what I'm told. If you're paranoid, if you're freaking out about next week, you're playing the wrong hand. You need to worry about down the road. If you worry about next week, you've already sold yourself out. In the game. Because you can't worry about the next week. You have to worry about 3 weeks from now. Really, 2 weeks from now. Because Nick and I got your back. We've got your votes. We're going to vote you in. If it's you and Kale that go up, we got to figure how that works. And if one of us votes for one and one of us votes for one, and that's just the way it is, that's fair in the Alliance, and that's how it works. I don't know. If I win POV, yeah, I'm going to pull one of you guys out. Yeah, I'd probably pull whichever one I think is going to go home out first. I have no problem doing that in front of whoever. Because then at that point in time, then the Alliance is definitely cat out of the bag. It's guaranteed. It's seen. Out of all the games of chess I've ever played with anybody here in the house and anywhere, I always go for the long-term kill. I always take the risk, I make the decision, and I go for it. And I'm telling you that in this game, and then the short-term kill is Dick, and I don't think that's the right move. And that's just for me. In a position of understanding how games work in chess, I kind of put it in similar notions. I'm not a freaking brilliant player, and I get my ass kicked all the time. Maybe not by people here, because nobody freaking plays. But but people at work kill me all the time. I can get killed in 5 minutes because I don't understand how that works. But I'm telling you, the long-term thing is Joe. The short-term thing is Dick, and I think that we have a better chance of getting rid of him if the 5 of us still stay strong and take that one gamble that one of the 5 of us can win HOH. Because if I win next week, I mean, the realistic thing is I probably would put Dick and Danielle back up again. I don't think he's all that powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
if you beat me, in chess a lot and stuff, I would go with you. But I'm just telling you from the strategy stuff, and it's the same thing, except we're dealing with personality types and bonds of people. And I just think, and honestly, I was trying to create whatever I could to secure whatever I could. And I know that the thing with Dick and Cale was, I didn't think they were going to, whatever they did today, but I knew that there was a personal issue there. And here, this will even help you out here. Dick told me the whole story about the favor. All of that. About how, take care of, keep my daughter in the game for a week. Totally okay with that. I'll owe you a favor, blah, blah, blah. And Dick's totally, was cool about that. Then all this thing about Cale talking to him and him scooting around an issue and all that stuff. And he told me all that too. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I went in the back and I talked to Cale and I said, hey, I understand I owe you a favor, but I also know that you're campaigning to get me out. I want to know why. And Cale wouldn't give him an answer. That's what he told me. I don't know if I believe him or not, but personality from the way that Cale has displayed herself, she doesn't seem like she won't really say that. It doesn't seem like she'll tell him, but I don't know, and I don't care. It's not my problem. I don't want to get into other people's problems. I'm just trying to establish a point with you that he told me his version of that setup, mm-hmm. and he felt that since she was unwilling to come clean with him and why she was campaigning to get him out, that he doesn't owe her. That's what he thinks. And I can understand his perspective, why he feels like he doesn't.
Well,
but I don't have to agree with it.
Yeah, she has told me the reason why she was so uneasy about it is that she shouldn't be the one who has to go up to him and ask him if that favor remains. And when she asked him about being on his radar, if he were to get it, and he danced around the question and left the room and couldn't provide her with a straight answer, that to me sounds like he's buying himself time to come up with a reasoning as to get around it.
Sounds like to me though that maybe she wasn't direct.
Well, I mean, come on, this is...
No, I know what you're going to say. I understand. But what I'm saying is, I'm flat out with Dick. Just like, dude, this is what I think. This is what I don't like. What do you think? No, he could be lying straight to my face and say, hey, dude, I'm going to put you up, or I'm not going to put you up, and I get put up. I don't know. There's nothing I can guarantee with him. There's nothing that solidifies any kind of trust in one thing. It's like a deal with the devil. I have nothing. But I certainly know that if Joe stays in the game, I've got major more problems over the 4 of us, over the 5 of us, over a long-term situation, because he won't go home that next week, most likely.